Okay, good day, ma'am. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here with.
Chantel, better known as Trade with Chantel.
Okay, so you might ask, how long have you been to the financial market?
I have been in the financial markets. I've been trading for almost a decade now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like 10 years. You've learned so much. I can believe that you have seen different market opportunities, different economic opportunities that have come with oil prices and stuff like that. But before we get there, can I ask you about AI?
Okay.
AI is something that is transforming the financial market
100%.
currently right now. How do you use AI into your daily life? To start with, you use AI.
I do. I do use AI. We actually do have a platform called My AI Trading Assistant. So I've integrated it. I'm a technical analyst naturally. However, adapting to current market conditions would mean that I am looking at the advancement in technology, and that is enhancing the way I trade. So AI trading assistants are not the future. They're already here, and it's really propelling the way people are looking at trading at the moment.
Absolutely, that's a really good wish that we're touching on. So, specifically, the AI that you're building currently right now, what solution does it solve for a retail trader, individual retail trader, who's trying to get their way out of this the market so they can get success?
So just to correct that, I didn't build it, but the trading assistant is meant to kind of give you kind of educate you on the market and kind of be a mentor in your pocket, so you can ask simple questions regarding anything to do with the financial markets, and it's able to just give you updates, able to educate you as well, and also kind of give you insight on market direction for different types of instruments. So yeah, different biases as well.
So it tells you what opportunities to look for if maybe you got a long-term trade.
Yeah. So the platform is called My AI Trading Assistant, but this specific platform is not for engagement purposes. You are engaging with AI, yes, on an individual level.
Wow,
yes,
this is incredible. I mean, I can see even as a new beginner, I really want to be updated about what's going on in the market. Without going to search specifically what's coming, affecting the market.
Exactly.
Why? It's just an app will bring it up, the update. Okay, many speculators are looking for sales.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
What support do I do that? But thank you for all this. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. There's also a lot of other cool features such as journaling. I know that the journaling part of things with every trader can be very tedious because it's so administrative. So if you need something that you can link to your trading platform, like your MetaTrader 5 platform, it is able to get that data and it's able to read it and grasp it for you, lay it out, map it out for you, tell you your profits and losses. So much. So there's other really cool features that I haven't gotten into because of the time constraints. But yeah, I definitely use AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we put it out on the screen, people to check it out. And
Definitely.
explore it, learn from it.
Yes.
This is it. South Africans we are building. We're trying to build these AI models. Let's
100%.
support our people. Let's use these AI tools that have been built within our country.
Yes.
Because of the user case is what trains the model to be more better, efficient.
Exactly.
Concentrate into what you as a South African trader can contribute to the market. So yeah, stay tuned for more.
Come check this out. Hello, I'm Gail, your AI trading assistant. I'm here to help you with forex trading strategies, market analysis, technical indicators, risk management, and answer any trading questions you have. How can I assist you today?
Hi Gail, please give me a breakdown on what's happening with oil in the market today.
Today, Sunday, April 5th, 2026, the oil market is experiencing extreme volatility and a structural anomaly due to escalating conflict in the Middle East.
Another really cool feature on the AI Trading Assistant is AI entries. So what you'll do is upload a screenshot of any trading chart, click Analyze, and it'll give you the bias, the entry zone, stop loss level, as well as your risk to reward ratio and your take profit levels. And if we scroll all the way down, you receive a disclaimer and this very important part, which is rating the analysis, because we all contribute towards the intelligence of the AI Trading Assistant by rating each analysis. Up here, I've taken an oil trade, and these are the profits that I'm currently running in using the AI Trading Assistant. So if you want access to this amazing tool, comment Gail in the comment section below and I'll send you all the details. Happy trading.
Thank you.
Bye.
Am I here?
Okay, you're speaking to Raymond. My name is Raymond Kuna. I run the TD Markets office in Cape Town.
Okay.
I've been doing that for the last 5 years. Yes.
6 years.
Yeah, in the industry, yeah.
Okay. Before we dive into something else, can you talk about
Okay, perfect. The TD market itself, so we're 10 years in the industry. We've got a different mission to everyone else that you've met out here currently. One of those awards you see at the back there is for the best ECN STP broker. We're what we call an able broker, pure able broker. Right? Direct to market kind of scenario. Yes, exactly that. So we find our environment is very conducive to clients' longevity because we don't get counter trades and we like that, which means essentially our emphasis is being an ally to traders in the industry. Instead of trading the market and the broker, we give you the best kind of environment to trade the way you want to trade when you want to.
That's really a better competitive out there that you do. Like, can you see that all those people, your clients are getting very out the same business out there. So my goal here is to ask you about AI, how you integrate it with the brokerage system, how is it considering their business and everything like that?
The industry itself's already been exposed to AI years ago already with your banking sector, your hedge funds and all of those kind of things. What's happened now is become more mainstream for the common retail client on the street, right? I'll tell you something that not a lot of people know here that TD Markets has already been doing for about a year. We're using AI to help clients code their EAs to assist them in trading. We host sessions. My head of sales, Xander, I'll introduce you to him. He'll take you through directly. We run courses where you can code your own strategy using Grok in terms of using AI to develop an EA to run your trading structure for you. Surprised, right?
Absolutely, which is an automated system that you can use
and your own personal one with regards to your trading style. The biggest thing in the industry, and I'll tell you this, has always been our narrative, is education. Africans in general love education. They starve for it. Yeah. And that is the key to unlocking that success for yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything from discipline to understanding your emotional aspect, all that. Using an EA or AI to make those decisions for you, taking the emotive aspect out of it is really important because, let's be honest, it's not about emotion. It's a numbers game. It's numbers on a screen, understanding trends, market movements, microeconomical impacts, news events. That is the biggest thing. Traders in general, new traders especially, they want to revenge trade. They don't go stop losses, risk management, 100%. Using EAs and using AI to assist with that, taking that aspect out of it, takes the emotion out of it, and you can become as strict and as disciplined a trader as you need to be.
Absolutely. This is really so good because it shows that now people can create their own automated systems and can trade for them, bet on them. They'll build it. That is going around there.
Now let's give you the full journey. You're a new trader. We want to get into it, right? You can't code your own AI because you have no strategy, you have no real insight. Or you've been trying for the last year and you're just losing. What the hell do you do kind of scenario? TD Markets has an academy. It's completely free for all our clients. You sign up, whether you deposit 10 Rand, 1,000 Rand or $10,000, doesn't matter. You as a client qualify for free education to us. Beginner level, check it out. TDacademy.com, they've got their own site. Right? Sorry, I'm doing this with it. But, and I'll introduce you to those that are here. They are amazing, man. They'll take you from beginner level, understanding what a chart is, what a candlestick is, what a trend is, identify. We're not going to teach you strategies. We're going to teach you the concept of how markets work and markets move. We can do the office beginner course, right? We can do the intermediate course. We can do the advanced course. You can redo all those courses anytime you want to. You can arrange one-on-one at your own pace. One-on-one trading, like one-on-one sessions with these guys as per their schedule, of course. But if you have any questions from the course that you've done, you can sit with them and they'll help you work through it. There's the education aspect. Now let's hold your hand a bit further. They will do live trading sessions 3 times a week and trade high impact news events on our channels. For like NFP, for example, they'll trade it. Give you an idea of how they work. They never trade pre-news. They trade post-news. They watch what the market does. Let the 15-minute candle complete, and then look at different assets live online with you, kind of thing, to then see where's the retracement, where's the best approach, and then instill what they teach in their course, risk management. Go in as per your level, understand what you can do in that regard. Now that you've done that, now you go to our AI training session, because now you have the concept, you try a little bit, and we'll hold your hand through the whole process.
This is like the whole trading university, you know, where you start like to develop.
They should be certified, shouldn't they?
Official graduate coming out from.
We are busy with that. We are busy with certification.
One of the graduation could be maybe a funded account whereby like now you get into the.
That is so easy for us, but you must remember, and this is where the understanding comes in. Guys that give you funded accounts and all that kind of scenario, or you're introducing brokers that get paid for the amount of clients they bring in. Where does that money come from? What kind of business concept will give you money that they haven't even secured yet? Understand what happens. Understand what that ultimately means. With us, funded accounts is no problem, but the value is in the longevity of the client and being able to look after them all the way through.
This is such a great insight. I'm sure people are learning so much. You can really learn from all this. Check out TD. Is it on
TD Markets?
TD Market. Check it out. I'm gonna put it out here. Also, the education progress for them to also learn from it. Get engaged. You can just learn to be a trader without experience by just joining the education program. That's your trading journey from there. I don't think that. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
How is it?
That's good, man. How's it going?
Okay, I'm going to thank you. So who am I here with?
Well, my name is Paul. I'm the compliance officer at MLR brokerage, JustMarkets, here in the region of South Africa.
Okay, so what's your role specifically into this broker?
Okay, so my role in this broker is to ensure, first and foremost, is to ensure that the broker is a license. That's number one. To operate in the markets that it operates. And after the broker has a license, my role is to ensure that the broker complies with the laws of the land to maintain their license. And over and above that, that involves making sure that customers are treated fairly, right? That there is no, ill practices within the broker. So, and then again, and making sure that, the complaints that the customers might have on the broker, they are resolved and they are so satisfaction in the customer, not to the best of the ability of the broker. And over and above that, if there are any key cases regarding financial crimes and things like that, just making sure that the broker is not used for any such purpose.
Oh, absolutely. I can see that you do have a very important role in terms of ensuring the security of the broker, clients being satisfied and everything like that. Who are persons do use AI into your system of ensuring efficiency and customer satisfaction?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say yes. So you see, AI is here.
Yeah.
AI is here to stay. I would point to you at the very basic of things.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes you bounce off ideas, through these AI tools that we have, like your open AI, which most people use, and several other role players in the market to just bounce off ideas and fine tune, be it whether you're working on policy work, right? You draft your policies. So in my role, I draft my policies, right? So policies generally, they contains, procedures, that are acceptable within the organization. So bouncing off of ideas to just sense check, whether what I'm writing is, or, it makes sense and things like that. So AI does help me in my just what I speak Polish in my language. So obviously my role is more technical. I don't think to be live fully on AI. Otherwise, the aspects that I give to the business is not fit for purpose. But I just use AI to, polish my thought process and things like that. Yeah.
So what I'm getting from this picture is that you still also, you guys have the personalizing this AI, in terms of using it within your system.
Yeah.
And ensuring that you get the outcomes that you require,
Correct.
And then throughout the process, as you've also mentioned that it's here to stay, and you must adapt ensuring that it changes smooth. So the broker itself also everything's AI in terms of supplying us space to their customers and how do they use it?
Absolutely, we do. Our customer support actually use AI heavily.
Okay.
You know, sometimes there are quick questions, for example, that customers ask that have been asked before.
Yeah.
You know, things that does not necessarily constantly need humans to respond to.
They've already created
You know,
patterns
we have
of
already,
expressions.
exactly, you know, we have a set of information, you know, that our AI tool can go and get information from there or get information, construct a response and provide that response to a customer. So then it becomes quicker, you know, instead of, because humans sometimes we have limitations, right? Sometimes our agents are busy attending to other pressing queries, right? And maybe a customer is asking something simple that an AI tool can get information from our glossary or from available information. So instead of, you know, a customer waiting for 10 minutes for an agent to become available, if they state what their issue is about, right, the AI will sort of like, okay, maybe I can provide an answer. It gets information from this glossary, from that, or from previously provided answers, right? And then it provides them where the customer was supposed to wait 15 minutes. Maybe they will be assisted in 2 minutes.
Over the hours, ever since you implemented the systems within the broker,
Yeah.
what have been the improvement from your side?
On the top of it, you know, it's turnaround times for helping customers. You see, time is money.
Absolutely. Yes.
You understand? Speed is money. And that is greatly improved because now maybe a customer just wants to ask, where do I find, or maybe let's say a partner, right? You know, we have this thing that is called IB program, topic for another day. So maybe they just want to ask, where do I get partner managers in Cape Town? Right? Or can I have a contact number of a partner manager in Cape Town? That's a very simple question. It does not need a human to solve. You understand? So once the customer asks that, the system might obviously just get information and provide the information to the customer in less than a minute. Now the customer is happy, the solution is done, and humans get to then attend to more pressing issues or more complex matters that an AI system might not solve. So you see, we're speaking about efficiency, and over and above speaking about efficiency, we're speaking also about the effectiveness of how we help our customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we can see the improvement that has been made even through that speed, as I've mentioned, is the key highlight here that implementing AI within brokerage systems, especially on customer services, does create efficiency in terms of serving problems that your customers do.
Absolutely.
You know, that might need like agent attention because someone might be frustrated. Going on. I'm trying to do this. I can't understand that he sees a live bot, a live chat. He wants to communicate and people ultimately respond. And once the customer gets the understanding of the breakdown of what's going on, now it will become calm and work according to the procedure. So yeah, I really appreciate your insights into this. And yeah, I wish you all the best within the program.
Thank you so much. Nice having a conversation with you.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Yeah, sure.
Like dairy cows that Nigerians have, Nigerian rural farmers, is 3. 3 cows per farmer. And that produces all the milk in the whole of Nigeria. So 3 cows on average. And what these guys noticed was when these farmers were bringing the milk to market, was 10 liters from this farmer and 5 liters from this guy, and all the data was on pieces of paper. And so they re-engineered the whole process. They were collecting the numbers of liters of milk produced per cow, and they engineered this whole value chain that they could go to market. They could predict within each region how much milk was coming from those cows, and they were able to on-sell that data, to the capital markets. They could predict how much feed and water and nutrients the cows needed, and they were only able to do that because they had the data from the actual farmers. These farmers in turn could use that success, and they were able to apply for loans and buy more cows. And so now on average in Nigeria, farmers have 3 to 4 times more cows on their land. So it's a fantastic success story. But getting to the data, I know you're really passionate about data, Mihai. So tell us about that.
Sure. So in our space, just as a brokerage operation, you are extremely data rich. But we all know the saying, knowledge is power, right? But it's actually applied knowledge is power, because if you don't apply that knowledge or that data in the right ways, it means nothing. And a lot of the shortcomings that we see of the brokers, they don't utilize the data that they have in the ways that their brokerage deserves, meaning they're leaving a lot of revenue, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of opportunity costs on the table. So one major way that we see the brokers not optimizing the use of their data is first and foremost the fact that the departments, the silos, the verticals of the brokerage, they're fragmented. So you have your, their goal is not to identify outliers and making sure that the data is relevant. Now, once they've done that, they can successfully use AI to categorize and classify different types of traders, different types of trading activities, different types of high-risk points in, trading times in the day. So, for example, let's say when they're using this data effectively, what they can do is say, okay, well, this group of traders receives this different data feed at this different point in time of the day because they're known to be trading like this, and that means that I need to optimize my execution because of that. And when you train the AI to do exactly that, then you leave no money on the table because those switches happen automatically. And we know that we live in a very volatile world with the market continuously changing, and you will get blindsided over and over and over again. And we talk to brokers many times and they're like, I don't know what happened. And it's because they don't have the data being used in the right ways to at least give them a little bit of an attempted advantage to try to predict the happen. There's no 100% in the accuracy, but you can definitely try to get near it, right? So in the risk and dealing is through the classification and the prediction of how to route the flow in an optimized manner.
Okay. I think that's fantastic comment. Thank you, Mihai. Jermaine, anything resonating with what Mihai was talking about around data and sort of the use thereof, the governance, etc.?
100%. I fully agree with Mihai in terms of the data, the amounts of data we have in the brokerage, industry. It's an enormous amount of data, but the enrichment is very important. It's no use having so much data, having so much fuel, but not having the correct fuel to put into the Ferrari, like I've mentioned before, that analogy. And back in the day, I worked in the call center as well, where we had to enrich that data on live calls to make sure that it's a correct email, to make sure that the company size is still correct, to make sure that the company is still located here. Who's the decision maker? And it's got to do with what you put into the AI system, and that's how you're going to get the best outcomes at the end of the day. So data is very important. We have to always try to enrich it, and there's money on the table, like I've mentioned. If you don't have your clients' correct information, how are you going to get hold of them? How are you going to close deals? How are you going to contact clients if the number's not right? And with AI systems nowadays, that information can be updated via AI as well nowadays through some platforms as well. So yeah, I fully agree with you. I think that we're not leveraging enough in terms of data because we're not going anywhere if we don't fix that first.
Brilliant, thanks guys. So we're approaching the end of our session and we need to start wrapping up. Unfortunately, I could sit here all day and talk to you guys about AI and data, but perhaps if you could just leave our audience with one takeaway thought, what's exciting you about the future around data and AI in Africa and more specifically in your market, and then perhaps one bold prediction for the future.
Sure. Thank you, Michael. With the rise of AI, and AI has been around for a long time, but it became mainstream like 2021. It's beautiful to see the democratization of skills, meaning that now virtually anybody can build for themselves a skill set that is extremely valuable. And living in the world we live in today, with so many companies knowing that they need to have AI adopted, but maybe they don't know where to start, that individual with that skill set has a lot of leverage in in their hands to be able to approach that company and help them out. So what I would try to leave with the crowd today is that as an operator, as a broker, as a company operating in today's day and age of implementing AI in your systems is something that you want to do. Don't hesitate to hire the talent that already knows how to do what you're trying to accomplish. Because most of the time, figuring it out yourself from the beginning is gonna cost you way more in opportunity cost than if you were to just hire a single professional to come in, do an audit of your departments, and then help train your people on how to update and further the R&D in AI. So it does take one professional to train the rest, and I believe that it would be way more beneficial to outsource that, bring that person in to train everybody, instead of trying to pick it up from the ground yourself and lose all that time.
Thanks, Mihai. Jermaine, closing remarks.
Fantastic. Fully agree with you. It's what I want to leave with today is obviously like the guys mentioned. You need to educate yourself and you need to upskill yourself, because I get very jealous of the guys that know how to use Excel and talking about pivot and all of these things. But times has changed. We have systems that can generate data sets in minutes. Data can be analyzed. All of those type of things. I mean, North Korea right now, it's the most automated country at the moment. And they're doing so well that out of every 10 employees, there's one robot. There's one AI person working or one robot working. And we should strive to get to that level, because like I mentioned in the beginning, AI is not here to replace anyone. You need to learn to work alongside it, because it can help you operational wise. It helps me. 8 o'clock every Tuesday morning, my report is ready based off clean data that I put into a system every week on my projects, on my team. No hours spent, right? And now I can focus on more things in the business. So it's very important to upskill yourself in terms of AI. And there's a lot of opportunities. Everything is free. It's a lot of free things you can start off with, and you can just start. And it's just the point of starting in that section. So, yeah.
Thank you, Jermaine. That brings us to the end of our time today. We do have time for Q&A if you'd like to find a microphone and try shout over the noise to get some questions to our panel. We are the last session of the day, so we do 5 minutes for questions. And while you think about your question, I'll give you some closing remarks. So I'm an Afro-optimist. I think that there is an incredible amount of opportunity, not just within South Africa, but within the continent. And some of the things that AI does brilliantly, translate language, summarize documents, I think it's going to open opportunities for customer segments that you would never have thought of before. In Africa, 10 years ago, it's very much divided along language barriers. Not just African languages. There's Portuguese-speaking countries, French-speaking countries, English-speaking, and then obviously the African languages. And I think AI is going to break down those barriers. So you're going to have all these opportunities for new clients who you would never have spoken to before, which I think for me is like my big bet for Africa in the 22nd century, is that you're going to have a whole lot of new clients. I think I'd like to thank my panelists. Thank you, Mihai and Jermaine, so much for your time and for your comments. And let's give our panelists a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much.
Give it up for our host as well, Michael.
Any questions? One question. There we go.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Just a question for me in terms of AI. Obviously, there's models like co-work, open control, those type of things that can where humans can give access to the computers and things like that. My question is obviously specifically when it comes to broker operations, right? You've got compliance, you've got risk, you've got KYC, you've got payments. how far do you think AI is in terms of automating, key operational components in a broker, such as KYC, such as payments, or even withdrawals? Maybe Jermaine can touch on that, because those are things that are very sensitive in terms of if it has mistakes or if AI workflows break. Like, for example, in withdrawal operations, if AI breaks. So my question is also twofold, is that how far is AI in terms of that, of those type of operational components? Can it fully automate, 80% automate? And also, how does the business start to implement that? And how does the business look at all of these operational components in terms of value, and where do they start? What's the easiest way for them to start implementing AI in those operational components?
Really, really good question. And I'm looking forward to hearing your answer in this regard as well. Where, like, these types of operations, because they are higher stakes than a simple chatbot on a website, or AI chat interface like I explained earlier that runs on our product manuals. These stakes that you explained, they have to do with withdrawals, with deposits, onboarding, offboarding, with KYC. So I believe that in order to achieve a very high level of operation using AI in those domains, you need to have that level of human interaction still remaining there as the final line of defense. Meaning, you can automate as much as the heavy lifting as possible using AI. If it's with KYC, maybe you can automate pre-checks and batches using AI, and that AI is trained based off of what it should expect to see. But finally, maybe once on the hour or once a couple times a day, that human element comes in and gives the final checks. And it's still a much more efficient process because the human doesn't have to go in to do all the nitty-gritty line by line, address by address check, but they still go in and have that line of defense, the final eyes that are taking a look. I think in regards to the high stakes elements of brokerage operations, at least now, AI assists the person doing it and doesn't completely replace them. I think how it's implemented is slowly. Making sure that you look at the lowest hanging fruit first, what causes the most bottlenecks, what causes the most things to break, and how you maintain it is, like I mentioned earlier, having that AI generalist or that AI professional that is there, that trained the department to implement these things in the first place or to operate these things in the first place. There needs to be that constant overwatch in the operations in that regard. So I hope that answered your question. Jermaine, if you want to add to that.
Yeah, I think it's very important that there needs to be rules and policies set in place in terms of reaching that level of technology. And I agree with you. There should always be a human component to make the decisions, because this thing is very powerful, right? And we're dealing with a lot of client data that's very sensitive. So we need to make sure that there is that line of defense when it comes to the data. So speaking on the topic of the data, it needs to be enriched. It needs to always be worked, and there always needs to be monitoring involved until we get to a level. And we are heading that way in the next 2 to 3 years, I believe. We are heading that way. So yeah.
Just to further add on Jermaine's answer there, in regards to payments, because I talked about KYC, it's also really strong in the same aspect where the AI can be used to pick and choose the best waterfall. Because right now, if you look at the payment systems that have the highest success rate, it's usually an orchestration system. Because that orchestration system usually works on a waterfall basis where it has its top 10 favorite PSPs. And using AI, based off of predictions and success and data and statistics and analyses, the broker can train the payment orchestrator, or the payment orchestrator does it themselves, to actually pick and choose the best PSPs based off of where the client is depositing from, or where they are withdrawing from, or what methods they are using to deposit or withdraw. So you can actually increase your onboarding ratios and your successful withdrawals as well, lowering the failures using AI, but of course still with an overwatch method where the human still has an element. They go in, they check it out, and make sure that everything is working and actually increasing in performance.
100%. Just to touch on that as well, I also believe that you shouldn't change your workflow because of AI. Because we've been working a certain way for years now. It's only finding the gap within that workflow to see what manual things we can change, what we can automate. So it doesn't mean we need to change, everything about it. I think we should focus on the pain points within the workflow and then integrate AI in between. Obviously, have the human fit as well in terms of making some big decisions. So, yeah.
Fantastic question. Thank you so much for that. I think we can wrap up there. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.